other video, but this is just getting used to using what are considered consonant and dissonant chords and notes together. A good way to just get acquainted with it is we'll look at just our top two strings, the 5th and 6th string, E and A, and we're going to keep an open E. We're just going to leave E as a root note, and we're not going to hold anything down on E. It's all done on the A string. So first we'll start out with E and A together, strummed as a chord. You can do single notes and then as a chord. You get a better idea that way. Here we have a 4th. It's a bit low at this pitch, but it's a very melodic. It's very consonant. So when we have consonant, they're notes that work together, intervals, chords that sound good. They sound melodic. They sound like they're complete. When we go to dissonant, it's the opposite. We can have like a flatted 5th, and it'll sound very harsh, and it sounds like it's wrong, basically. So a lot of times people will hear a dissonant chord like that, and they think, oh, it's wrong, there's no way I'll be able to use this in playing, and try to avoid it. But the fact is, dissonant is pretty much just missing something. It needs something else to add to it to make sense. I could take, let's see, a 5th and a sharpened 5th. Here's a sharpened 5th. It's a very dissonant chord. And here's a 5th, which is a power chord. And that's obviously consonant. So I'll take this dissonant chord and this consonant power chord, and I'm going to blend them together. So all of a sudden this harsh sounding dissonant chord, it's going to start to make sense. So we'll just kind of mix in power chords with this sharpened 5th, so consonant with dissonant. Alright, so that's not using the open strings like I started going to, but that's just an example of how all of a sudden that harsh dissonant chord becomes melodic if you add something consonant with it. So now looking back at using just E and A, open E always, we're going to we strum both of them open together. Then we'll hold down the first fret of the A string, and we're going to play that. This is a flattened 5. It's obviously consonant. We go up another fret. It's obviously dissonant. Then we go up another fret to the 2nd fret on the A string, and we have a power chord. Consonant. Go up another fret. Dissonant. And we're going to go all the way to the 12th fret and just try to decide, does it sound consonant or dissonant? Once we get to the 12th fret, we're just repeating that 4th again, an octave higher. So now, alright, we can pick out some spots that are usually by ear. You'll be able to tell, okay, that's consonant or it's dissonant. It sounds good or it sounds off. So I'll take I'll do another example where I'll take a dissonant chord. I'll go to the 8th fret of the A string. This is like really extremely dissonant. And then I'll take a consonant. I'll do it an octave, but going to the 7th fret and to the 5th fret on the A string. Now I'll just make a pattern note of those two consonants with that dissonant thrown in, where it starts to just make more sense. And you'll find any of those dissonant notes, combinations, intervals, you'll always be able to get to work for you this way. Just depending on what you add to it, of course, and what you like the sound of. Sometimes it's just basically you can consider it's just lacking something. It needs something added to it. And just some other examples. I'll find another dissonant spot. We'll use that the flattened 5. And all I can do is combine it with a power chord. Now I'll go 2nd fret to 1st fret and kind of just throw those dissonant chords in as a sort of accent. a half step. So I just move an open E power chord to the first fret, holding the first fret of the E string, third fret of the A string. And from there I just use my middle finger to go to the second fret of the A string to get that flat and 5. And that's a flat and 5F. So you'll find you can get more than 2 strings with this stuff, obviously. And you'll find these weird dissonant notes that just, if you add the right note afterwards, it'll work. Even like as an arpeggio. So that's obviously the dissonance there, but if I just add something else to it, you can always manage a way to get it to work. Sometimes the whole dissonant sound will give a certain distinct impression in the music. It can sound pretty eerie, or it can just make things sound really different. So there's a lot that could be done with it. And that's about all for now. I'll get into intervals in another lesson, like I said. And that's it. Thanks.